Are you ready to break the chains of poverty over your life? What a doctor has the remedy. The book, The 10 Commandments to Black Economic Power, is here right now, written by the People Scholar, Finance PhD, Dr. Boyce Watkins. Also, buckle your seatbelt because summer 2023 B1, the movie, is about to launch. You definitely don't want to miss that. And here's what you all been waiting for. The All Black National Convention is making a stop in Atlanta. That's right, we coming to the A. October 2023. Make sure you go to boycewatkins.com to get your tickets, or we'll have the link in the description. I want to talk about this if you finish, man.
Yeah.
Blood sacrificing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a topic that we hear coming up on the internet a lot. Every time somebody passes away, oh, it was a blood sacrifice. Oh, this was a blood sacrifice. And we talked about the demonic aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we brought people on and we asked them about the blood sacrifice. Nobody could really put their finger on it. Though I'll say about 15 years ago, it was a big topic.
Yeah.
People were talking about all these different people. Jay-Z, blood sacrifice. Dame Dash, Jennifer Hudson. All these people had to give up a blood sacrifice to move to the next level. Even more recently, they say Gilly's son was a blood sacrifice. Black Youngster.
Mm-hmm.
All these different people. How do you feel about the blood sacrifice in hip-hop? Do you think it's real?
Nope. No, I don't. And here's why. We all got people that die. Whether you're successful, whether you're poor, whether you're whack, whether you're rich, poor, whatever the case, we all people that die. And I don't see enough whistleblowers for it to actually be true and people coming out saying anything about it. Out of fear of what? Them dying? You already killed somebody very close to me. What are you afraid of killing me for saying anything? That we had Kanye West come out a couple years back and say, maybe over a year ago now, and say that his mother was sacrificed. I think he was trolling. I think he was messing around too. Do I think this kind of stuff happens? Now, let me be clear, because I know there's going to be a lot of uproar in the comment section about, oh, Sam, you sleep and you're a sheep and all this shit. Right? Do I think this type of stuff happens? Do I think historically this type of stuff has gone on? Do I think that Hollywood has some secret and disgusting things, as well as music and this industry, when it comes to sexual situations? And do I think that weird things go on? 100% absolutely. But if you're telling me all of these artists, and you named nothing but black artists, and these are the names that get floated around when it comes to these things, are the only ones doing it, and you look at the timing of it, they're already famous when it happened, so we already knew them. They already had money. We wouldn't even knew who the fuck they were, and people died if they weren't famous. So I don't know, man. I think it's an interesting conversation. I think it's a conversation mixed with truth, combined with a little bit of theater. And I think it's an easy conversation to have. But no, I don't think that it's happening as frequent as people like to paint it out for it.
Right. And I would say there's been instances of sacrificing animals.
Yes.
In a lot of major religions, but I would probably slide the people thing into a category of spookism, and mysticism, and people just coming up and making things up as they go along. I'm intrigued by it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a part of it that we may not fully understand, but nobody has been able to, say, okay, why did they do it, and what did they gain from it? Mm-hmm. As much people has been sacrificing now, it should be books. You know what I mean? Courses on sacrificing, and I don't think it's there. I think people just throw it out there and see what sticks to the wall. I don't see a reason why people would need to, do that. Obviously, in religious practices, it's done for certain various reasons, but I just don't see why human sacrifice. Who are you dealing with? You know what I mean? Who are you talking to that's saying, all right, you sacrifice, we're going to give you this? Like it's some type of mystery, something up in the air that's going to, that comes and sits on your shoulder and says, look, you sacrifice this person, $50 million will be in your bank account tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I just don't get it. Like maybe there's a part, I don't want to act like I'm ignorant to that whole thing. If it's real, I'm totally ignorant to it. If anybody wants to come on the show and talk about it and break it down and give us some truth,
sure, they're going to email us.
Email us and come on and bring it on. But mysticism, spookism, in my opinion.
Think about it. Kanye West, right? We all know Kanye's personality well enough to know if he were to sacrifice his mother, he would want half this fucking world. Right. He wouldn't want to lose billions from Adidas and get canceled for saying things quoted anti-Semitic. None of that stuff would happen if he sacrificed his mama. He'd be good for life.
Right.
Jennifer Hudson, if she would have sacrificed her family member, where's Jennifer Hudson right now? I'm not saying she's not doing anything. She got a TV show. She's doing well for herself. But for her to sacrifice that, all you get is a TV show. That's it.
How about selling your soul?
I think if it was that easy to sell your soul, so many other motherfuckers would have sold it already. Think about that. If it was that easy to go, oh, just sell me your soul and I'll give you $1 million, half these motherfuckers would have sold
I
their
think
soul already.
the selling the soul is different when people think it is.
Talk about it.
That's what I think. When people say sell your soul, like, all right, it's this man in the room, like the Wizard of Oz. Like, if you give me your soul, when you die, you got to come with me. You're going to be rich for the rest of your life. You don't have to worry about nothing, taxes, nothing. No, I think selling your soul is compromising.
Yes.
Doing things that you normally wouldn't do, whether that's sleep with another man, if you're a man, sleep with another woman, do whatever. I think that's what it is. Putting on a dress, doing different roles you really wouldn't normally do in order to get to a, certain, spot. And we see that, all the time. People doing certain things and buffooning, cooning, clowning, and doing certain things just to be able to maintain and get to a different spot. And that would be my more so definition of selling your soul. Like, damn well we don't do that. You wasn't taught that. But, since money's involved, you're going to do it.
I think there's levels to selling your soul. And that's the case. Like, okay, ESPN people, for example. And obviously, when I say ESPN, the first person I think of is Stephen A. And I'm not saying he sold his soul, but let me talk about it on this level.
Right.
He has a particular topic that he feels strongly about, but he's told not to talk about that in that way because that doesn't fit a narrative. And you do it. And you're paid millions of dollars to not go against what you believe, to go and say what they want you to say. Give you another example. Somebody in Hollywood, Martin Lawrence didn't want to put on that dress at Big Mama's house. Martin Lawrence didn't want to put on that Shanae putting on that mama outfit. Right. But they told him that, hey, man, listen, you're in a powerful position. We're going to need you to do this, so we don't know how many jobs you're going to get. You do it anyway. That's a circumstance of selling your soul.
Right.
Doing something against what you want to get what you ultimately want. So, yeah, hell yeah, it happens. For sure.
Yeah.
In that circumstance, and I mean, people pay the price for that, but I think in some situations people don't even care. So in that situation, did their soul matter to them to begin with anyway? Because they have no problem doing it, and they cool with having the money. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, man, nah. They be hitting on some real good topics. You want to hit your boy
Charleston,
Yeah.
motherfucking White. Now we've been talking about hip hop this whole conversation, and I asked the question to you: has Charleston White became the face of hip hop? Now let me put some context behind that. Let me put some context behind that, because when you look at hip hop blogs, right? When you look at hip hop websites and publications, we look at hip hop stations and things, they're supposed to talk about the world of hip hop. Now we know better than most that hip hop, the last 3 or 4 months, has become pretty stale. There hasn't been much good music to talk about. There hasn't been much good conversation to speak on when it comes to the genre of hip-hop. I believe they did something in July where they said as of July 2023, no hip-hop artist or no hip-hop song has even hit top of Billboard charts. No hip-hop artist has hit it, and that's for the first time, I think, since the inception of hip-hop. It's been a long time since this has happened. So the music has taken a little bit of a decline in the public eye. And then we see, like I said earlier, how hip-hop correlates directly with the culture, unlike any culture and any music genre in the world. So when you see a Charleston White out here beefing with Sauce Walker's crew, or beefing with quote-unquote people from Nipsey's crew, even though we found out that ain't the case, or doing celebrity boxing matches, or getting water thrown on by Brittany Renner, and all these blogs are talking about this dude Charleston White that came in talking about Game being a pedophile, and F Nipsey Hussle, and F this person, this dead person can suck this, and this person, all this stuff, shitting on hip-hop. Yet now, all hip-hop does is talk about him. Even Sauce Walker was laughing about, they like him.
They like him, yeah.
Huh. So, I ask you, am I right in saying that Charleston White is currently the face of hip-hop?
I mean, for the current few days, yeah. You've seen a lot of him hitting people, with these mace people, which I thought I watched a couple of the instances I thought was fake. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, especially the one with the mace. I think that was fake, because if you spray that, you remember the 2 guys that was standing there.
Oh, they would've got hit.
They would have got hit. They was standing like it was nothing happening. So, but it's an entertainment industry. Yeah. And I think he understands most of anything, and he's said this a lot, that he's in character. This is just entertainment. So if I gotta disrespect the biggest person in hip hop, the most revered person, That's what I'm gonna do because it's all it's gonna do is get more people wanting to talk to me to get that same type of response so they can. Because at the end of the day, it's about clicks and views and ratings. And we seen that with World Star Hip Hop. It doesn't matter if it's 20 kids beating up an old lady. As long as you getting the clicks, that's the only thing that matters. Advertisers are going to pay to get their content, in front of your content because you're trying to sell products. So, it was kind of a masterful plan what he did. I don't know if it was so strategic by him, but he came out and, he disrespected a lot of people and he got in position. And you notice he don't really do that as much no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's doing a lot of talk shows and different things like that. And, more power to him. I can't say that I agree with everything that he did or said, but it got him in position where I think he said he made $1 million or so in a year or so. So that seems like it's the blueprint now. Disrespect people to get where you want to get.
What does that say for hip hop as a whole? Let's kind of
Right.
close this conversation the way we kind of started it. Hip hop as a whole, oh God, when you got the over sexualization, when you got the music kind of not being highlighted, not as positive. We've seen what Punch said. We've seen what the numbers are talking about when it comes to hip hop, and now we got Charleston White, seemingly right now, as of today, this hour, being one of the biggest faces of hip hop. What does that say for hip hop right now?
I just said I think that it's going to a very bad place. I can remember when we first started 6-7 years ago, whenever it was, man. We were talking about the competitive aspect of hip hop. What somebody said about this person, how this person was going at this person, and I don't think it's necessarily nothing wrong with that because some people say it was beef. Not really, because nobody got hurt out of those situations.
Right.
It was just competitive hip hop. We were talking about Pusha T and Drake's verse and waiting for this person to respond, and this now we talking about somebody pepper spraying somebody, or somebody sitting on somebody's lap, you know what I mean, and shit like that, or somebody hitting somebody upside the head, you know what I mean. Nigga shit. Just like the World Star Hip Hop shit.
Yep.
We ain't talking about anything, even if we talking about Bill Cosby or R. Kelly or something like that, something of certain substance that really got something to do, with the community. Black people killing each other, with the effect that hip hop's having on the, community, on the young children. It's now talking about a nigga getting a lap dance, smack somebody upside the head and spraying somebody in the face with mace. That's what we come to. And not to kind of keep it there because there's a lot of other things going on, but a lot of bullshit's going on now. It just is what it is. I mean, look at the headlines. You go look. People that's watching. Bunch of BS. People are just filling slots on their websites, filling slots on their blogs to keep the readers activated.
Yep.
Which is sad.
It's very sad. I don't know what's going to happen. I think that everything kind of runs its course, and I think this will eventually run its course too. And we'll get back to it because there's still good hip hop out there. There's still very dope hip hop artists that are available for promotion and available for us to go ahead and receive and take in a good light in a good way. But as of right now, man, the way we are looked at upon each other, the way we're looked at outside of our culture and outside of our circle, it's cliche to say we got to do better, but we'll see what happens in the next 5 years, man. Because I'm very curious.
Yeah.
And the trajectory is going down.
But
Even
look,
though,
yeah.
Go on, my bad.
Look at like a lot of the interviews we did, man. If people watched the totality of the interviews, man, we got to really see and hear people's struggle, people's grind. A lot of people when they were getting started in hip hop, and it was just like almost like a story.
Yeah.
We got to kind of write a book with our guests and just go from when they started, and it was just a beautiful energy, a beautiful synergy that we had. And I think that's kind of dying down now. It's all just about getting to that moment of, okay, when did you punch so-and-so in the face?
Right.
Or when did you sell a brick of cocaine?
Right.
Like, what about the stories that actually got the people coming from the struggle, the grind to get where they were? I think it's a lack of that. But yeah, go ahead. You can finish what you're going to say.
Nah, well said. That's all I got, man. We'll see what happens. We got to do better. Hopefully we do better. We got to it got to be an enough's enough type situation to happen. Like, enough's got to be enough. And I don't know what genre, if that's Generation X, if that's the new millennials, or whatever the case may be, they got to put the stop to it. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll be here for the ride. All I know.
I'm looking like a lotto joint. Like, dang.
God bless that child.
Yeah. Like,
beautiful.
Yeah,
right?
Beautiful.
But
look at that, man. Look at them feet. I wonder if I can see that.
You just make it too easy now, man. But you know what's unfortunate? I don't know one of her songs. Maybe I do. I just
Rip
know
me out
she's
the
singing.
plastic. Rip me out the plastic. I'm brand new. Something like that. That's the only thing I know.
Nope, I don't know that either.
But I try. It's funny. She's on here because I try to listen on Tidal. I listen to her, like her catalog, and I tried, and everything is the same, repetitive. I was like, let me listen to her. Maybe she got some, substance. I did the same thing with her and Glorilla, and it was just a lot of the same repetitive. It's almost like the industry is like, if you got anything else, don't even do it. You need to do this type of music.
Do this.
Yep, do this. This was winning. Do 50 songs like this.
And it's always been like that.
Right.
Let me be completely honest. It has always been like that. There's always been a blueprint in music that people have tried to emulate and copy. It's just sad that the thing they're trying to emulate and copy now is so destructive, man.
Yeah.
It's very destructive. And they are riding this wave, and it is not ending anytime soon. It's at tsunami heights right now.
I would like to hear, from, I don't know why you don't hear people from, Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown. Why don't y'all say something? Even though we know y'all was on the whole train shit, too, back in the day. But I would like to hear how they feel about the new wave of female artists.
That's a good question.
I would love to hear, not even on some hate shit, but what do you honestly feel about the new wave and what you kind of ushered in? How do you feel about that 20 years later you still have this prototype, this Lil' Kim, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Lotto prototype? At some point, I mean, it's going to be a porn rapper, a porn female rapper. She's going to be a porn star.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to digress on it.
Yeah,
we'll talk
man.
about that.
It could be talked about, and then we seem like some old bitter ass on.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? Y'all, we ain't got no fun and all that stuff. No, we love that ass. We
Go to
love
the strip
watching
clubs
ass.
and shit. Yeah.
We love all that. We love it all. We've been into the shits, but at the end of the day, how's it gonna help? That's we get to a certain age, we gotta go. Okay, all that shit is cool. All the candy's cool, but where's the substance, man? Because we gotta live. You can't just live on candy.
Yep.
Another great show, man. Another great episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast is in the books. Hey, yo, do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, wherever you may be watching or listening. Share the audio version of the podcast. Get the message out. Spread the motherfucking word. Real information needs to be shared and disseminated. It's up to y'all to do so, man. But without further ado, oh, God, Hip Hop News Uncensored. Sandman, bro, Hip Hop News together. We're the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Over and out.
Peace.